Hello, and welcome to Sleepy Coastal Vibes. Tonight, we drift beneath a quiet sky where the moon rises slowly above the sea, a light borrowed from the sun, moving with a rhythm older than memory. We'll follow its gentle pull through tides and time, through gravity and glow, to explore how a single body of light can shape the waters of the world and the stillness within you. Find a calm place to rest. Let your breath slow and your thoughts settle. The steady orbit of the moon will guide you towards silence, carrying you softly into the rhythm of sleep. This is the moon's gentle pull, a story of connection, rhythm, and peace. The night begins slowly. A pale glow touches the horizon. Not the warmth of the sun, but the cool silver light of the moon. It rises soundlessly above the ocean, a patient observer returning to its nightly path. The sea, dark and endless, catches the light like a mirror, remembering the sky. Every ripple turns the reflection into movement, and in that movement, the story begins. The moon is Earth's companion, its constant partner in motion. It circles us once every 27.5 days, bound not by strings or sound, but by gravity, the same invisible force that holds you to the ground, that shapes the path of tides, that guides the planets in their endless arcs around the sun. It is silent, perfect and unbroken. From where you sit, it looks still, a white lantern in a dark sea of stars. But it is never still. Right now, the moon moves through space at almost 1 kilometer every second, while the Earth turns beneath it, together locked in a slow dance that has lasted more than 4 billion years. The same rhythm that lifts the ocean's tides also guides the motion of continents and air. Everything moves in response, even when we cannot see it. The moon doesn't shine on its own. Its light is borrowed, sunlight reflected from its dusty, cratered surface. Only about 7% of the sunlight that touches it returns toward us. And yet, even that faint reflection can brighten an entire world. A light so soft it cannot burn, yet strong enough to shape sail and tide. It is the quietest form of illumination, gentle, constant, endlessly patient. You can see the surface clearly tonight. Each bright patch is highland, each dark field a plain of ancient lava, remnants of impacts and eruptions from billions of years ago. It carries the scars of time, but no atmosphere to heal them. Every mark remains, perfectly preserved. The moon remembers everything. If you listen, you might imagine the sound of the tide far below. The water rises toward it, not because the moon calls it upward, but because gravity pulls on every drop of ocean at once. The side of Earth facing the moon is drawn slightly closer, creating a bulge of water we call high tide. On the opposite side, inertia, the tendency of motion to continue, forms another. 2 tides, 2 bulges, circling the planet each day, chasing the moon as it moves. This rhythm has been repeating since life first began in the sea. Every shoreline on Earth, every harbor and bay, feels that same slow heartbeat. Twice each day, the water rises and falls. And as the moon orbits us, the timing shifts by about 50 minutes each day, a result of Earth's rotation and the moon's steady motion eastward. That's why the tide never arrives at quite the same time twice. It follows its own schedule, set by gravity, measured in patience. You can think of the moon's orbit as a kind of grieving. It moves around Earth, and Earth tilts and turns beneath it. The two bodies influence each other, their motions locked together by invisible threads. The moon's pull slows our rotation very slightly each year, while our gravity keeps it from drifting too far away. Over time, both have adjusted, finding balance in movement. Long ago, the moon orbited closer, its pull stronger, its effect on tides more powerful, but little by little, it has been moving away, about 4 centimeters each year. That may seem small, but over billions of years, it adds up. Even as it drifts, it remains bound, always circling, always returning, always watching. Every culture on Earth has looked up at that same face. The moon never hides it, because one side of it, called the near side, is forever turned toward us. The moon rotates once for every orbit it makes, a condition called synchronous rotation. Its far side, hidden from view, was unseen by human eyes until spacecraft revealed it in the 1960s. And yet, even unseen, it plays its part, pulling on the oceans, shaping light, keeping time. The moon is a keeper of rhythm, a silent metronome for the planet's slow music. It steadies our rotation, preventing the Earth from tilting wildly on its axis. Without it, our seasons might swing unpredictably, our climate less stable, our nights darker and colder. The quiet orbit of the moon helps life stay in balance. In this calm, you can almost feel that balance, the invisible harmony that keeps everything moving. You breathe in, and the air feels cooler. You breathe out, and the world breathes with you. Somewhere beyond the waves, the moon's gravity touches the ocean, pulling ever so slightly, a reminder that even the smallest force, repeated endlessly, can shape worlds. The moon has watched over every night since Earth's beginning. It saw the first rain fall, the first river carve its path, the first life rise and bloom and fade. It has seen continents drift, mountains rise, and oceans move across the globe, and yet its own face has changed little. It is constant, a witness in the dark, its orbit unbroken by time. The light you see tonight left the moon about 1.25 seconds ago, a heartbeat between there and here. That means you are always looking into the recent past, seeing the echo of light reflected across the distance of space. It is a small delay, but it makes the moment feel timeless, a conversation between now and then, between the light that left and the eye that receives it. The moon's orbit is not perfectly round. It stretches slightly, forming an ellipse. At its closest point, called perigee, it appears a little larger and brighter in the sky. At its farthest, apogee, it looks smaller, its pull on the tides slightly weaker. But these changes are subtle. The moon's patience smooths them into calm rhythm, barely perceptible, always gentle. The stars drift behind it as the hours pass. The sea continues to move, a mirror shifting beneath a steady light. You can imagine the moon's path as a circle drawn in silence, an orbit traced across the fabric of night. There is no noise, no rush, only gravity and motion, in perfect agreement. If you listen closely enough, you can almost hear that motion. Not with your ears, but with something quieter, the stillness within you that recognizes balance when it feels it. The moon moves, the earth moves, and the orbit continues, unbroken, unhurried, a journey without beginning or end. The same pull that moves oceans moves your breath. The same light that touches waves touches your skin. In the quiet orbit of the moon, you are part of the same steady circle. connected, carried, and at peace. The moon climbs higher, and the ocean brightens beneath it. From the shore, the water looks alive. Every small wave catches the light, turns it, and sends it back again. The sea becomes a mirror, moving and shifting with each breath of wind. It reflects the sky, not as a perfect image, but as a living translation, where every ripple distorts and reinterprets the glow above. No two reflections are ever the same, just as no two tides ever arrive at the same moment. The ocean listens to the moon, and in its own way, it answers. When light touches water, something remarkable happens. Most of it passes through, scattered and softened by the surface, but a small part, a fragile percentage, returns toward the sky. The moonlight that reaches us from above is already borrowed sunlight, and now some of it bounces again, borrowed twice. The ocean becomes a bridge between sun and moon, trading radiance across the curve of the earth. You could say that light itself never truly disappears. It simply moves, changing form, finding new places to rest. On calm nights, that light travels far. Mariners once used it to navigate, a shimmering band that marked direction when stars were hidden by cloud. Sailors called it the moon's path, a glowing ribbon that always seemed to lead straight toward the horizon. But the path is only an illusion, formed where ripples angle the light directly to the eye. Each person standing along the shore sees their own version, their own private road of light. As the moon tugs on the ocean, gravity creates a rhythm no human hand could design. Water lifts and falls with the moon's position in the sky, a movement that wraps around the entire planet. The high tide that begins under your feet continues beyond sight, circling the world like a slow heartbeat. In the deep open ocean, where no shore interrupts it, the change might be only a meter or two, barely noticeable. But near coastlines, the water's motion amplifies. Narrow bays and estuaries funnel the tides into great surges, while wide continental shelves spread them softly across hundreds of kilometers. Every shore speaks its own language of movement, yet all follow the same celestial timekeeper. In some places, that pull is subtle. In others, it's dramatic. The Bay of Fundy in Canada, caught perfectly between the moon's rhythm and Earth's shape, experiences tides rising and falling more than 15 meters each day, the greatest difference on the planet. Water rushes in, then empties out, again and again, carving patterns into stone that grow deeper with each century. These shifting waters record time, the way tree rings or mountain layers do. One tide, one mark, one note in the endless song of gravity. Even the air above the sea feels the moon's touch. As tides move water, they also influence the atmosphere. Subtle changes in pressure that ripple upward through layers of sky. The air too participates in the dance, drawn ever so slightly by the same invisible pull. The entire world, land, water, and sky, is connected in this quiet lunar rhythm. It is not only the ocean that listens to the moon. Everything does, though most of it moves too slowly for us to notice. If you stand at the shoreline now, you'll see that the water never truly rests. Even when it looks calm, the surface is alive with tiny movements, oscillations born from wind, temperature, and gravity all at once. The light of the moon plays along them, creating endless textures, silver ripples where it glances directly, shadows where the angle changes. It's as though the sea and moon speak in patterns rather than words, a language of reflection and pull, steady and ancient. Scientists studying the tides use precise instruments to measure their cycles, tracking each rise and fall in centimeters. They can predict them years, even decades in advance. And yet, for all that precision, there's still something immeasurable in the experience of simply watching a tide roll in. Knowing the numbers doesn't make it less beautiful. If the connection reaches even into us, human bodies, made mostly of water, carry rhythms of their own that often align with lunar cycles. The pull is weak, almost imperceptible, but something within seems to listen, not in the muscles or bones, but in the quiet places of the mind where patterns settle. The same forces that lift oceans may stir a dream or slow a heartbeat. It's not myth, but resonance, a faint harmony between body and world. The tide below shifts again. The moonlight slides across wet sand and leaves behind thin trails that sparkle as the waves retreat. The sound of moving water is never harsh, only persistent. The gentle rush of energy traveling between two worlds. To the moon, it's nothing more than a gravitational exchange. To us, it's music. The sea sings back in its own rhythm, one that no storm can erase. As the night deepens, the horizon fades into shadow. The sky and ocean merge until you can no longer tell where one ends and the other begins. Only the moon remains distinct, floating above the dark surface, perfectly reflected. The sea has become its mirror, and in that mirror, the story continues. A dialogue without words, a balance without struggle. The moon pulls, the ocean answers, and together they keep the rhythm of the world. The night deepens, and the moon begins to glow with a steady confidence. Its light, faint yet unbroken, drifts down through miles of quiet air until it reaches the world below. Moonlight has no warmth. It cannot burn, or grow, or sustain, yet it holds a strange power over everything it touches. It softens edges, blurs the sharp lines of day, and replaces detail with shape and tone. In its company, even shadows become gentle. The light you see now is sunlight, reflected from a surface more ancient than any mountain on Earth. The moon's face is coated in fine dust, grains of crushed rock left by meteor impacts across billions of years. Each tiny particle catches sunlight and scatters it outward. The surface is bright but dull at the same time, not wiser, which falls from the stairs hanging from water, but colored, eagle. It just settles, as though it knows there is time. When light leaves the moon, it spreads in all directions. Only a fraction of it ever reaches us, but that small portion is enough to bathe an entire landscape in silver. On clear nights, the human eye can see across open fields or along distant shorelines, guided by a light more than 400,000 kilometers away. That faint glow travels at 300,000 kilometers per second, the speed of light. Yet when it arrives, it feels unhurried. Distance has stripped it of its heat, leaving only its memory. If you walk under the moon tonight, you'll notice how colors fade. The greens of trees, the browns of earth, the blue of the sea, all dissolve into shades of gray and silver. It's not that the color is gone, but that moonlight is too weak to wake the color-sensitive cells in your eyes. What remains are contrasts, outlines, and depth. The world becomes simpler, quieter, easier to see. not as a collection of things, but as one continuous shape. It's how the world might appear in a dream, familiar, yet softened beyond thought. Animals understand this light instinctively. Night herons, foxes, and deer move differently under a full moon, guided by the faint brightness that stretches over fields and rivers. Some species thrive in it, using the light to hunt or migrate. Others hide, waiting for darker nights to move unseen. Even the smallest insects adjust their flight paths to its glow. The moonlight isn't just immolation. It's part of the planet's behavior, woven into instinct as deeply as hunger or rest. The weight of light is real, though you cannot feel it. Photons, the particles that make up light, have no mass, but they carry momentum. When sunlight strikes the moon, it exerts a tiny pressure, pushing ever so slightly against the dust. The effect is unimaginably small, but it exists. On spacecraft covered in reflective panels, this pressure did move them, using light alone as a kind of sail. Energy without substance, force without touch. Long before people understood the science, they sensed that light had weight of a different kind, emotional, spiritual, perhaps even personal. Ancient civilizations believed moonlight carried calm and clarity. Farmers slept by it, poets wrote by it, travelers trusted it to keep their path visible. In many cultures, it was a symbol of renewal, a gentle counterpart to the fierce brilliance of the sun. The sun commands, the moon suggests. One wakes the world, the other teaches it to rest. In moonlight, the world becomes a reflection of itself. Water reflects sky, sky reflects light, and light reflects time. The moon's glow has traveled from the heart of the sun, through fusion, radiation, and cosmic distance, to the lunar surface, then across space again to reach Earth. Every photon that lands on your hand tonight began as energy inside a star more than 100 million kilometers away. It has crossed the emptiness of the solar system, touched stone, and returned. That journey takes just over 8 minutes, from sun to moon to Earth. But in that brief time, the light carries the entire story of distance. Even shadows behave differently under the moon. They stretch farther, blur at the edges, and seem to fade rather than fall. It's because moonlight is not a single point source, like a lamp or torch. It's an entire disk of reflected sunlight. The light comes from every part of that surface, arriving from slightly different angles, smoothing harshness into calm. That's why moonlit landscapes feel so peaceful. The light itself refuses to argue. There's something human in that. The moon doesn't compete with the sun. It doesn't try to shine brighter. It accepts its borrowed light and uses it gently. Its radiance is humble, and in that humility lies its beauty. When we see ourselves reflected in its calmness, we are reminded that gentleness is not weakness. It's another form of strength. If you've ever walked by the ocean on a clear night, you know how moonlight changes the water. It turns waves into sheets of glass, each crest glowing for a moment before dissolving into the next. The sound of the tide becomes slower, the air cooler, the world lighter somehow. Every movement feels measured, deliberate, like a conversation conducted without words. At sea, sailors once spoke of moon dust, the glimmer that appears where waves catch the light. They believed it guided them home, the way fireflies might guide a traveler through a forest. In truth, it was reflection and angle, light bouncing off rough water at just the right distance. But in its quiet magic, they weren't wrong. The moon has always guided us, in ways both visible and unseen. The same light that touches waves also touches the clouds above. From below, you can see the soft rim of brightness forming around their edges, a faint silver lining made real. Each droplet of water in those clouds bends the moonlight just enough to create a halo, a circle of light that seems to float around the moon itself. Ancient observers saw halos as omens. Scientists now understand them as refraction through ice crystals high in the atmosphere. But in both explanations, there's wonder. The science doesn't take it away, it completes it. Even in places the moon cannot reach, its influence remains. Deep within forests or valleys, light filters through leaves and mist in fragments, painting patterns that flicker as the wind moves. The eye fills in what it can't see, creating the illusion of motion, of presence. Our minds respond to light not only as energy, but as emotion. When the world dims, we slow down. When it glows, we breathe. Now the moon stands high in the sky, closer to the zenith than the horizon. Its reflection stretches uninterrupted across the water. The air feels still, almost sacred, as though sound itself has paused to listen. You are surrounded by the faintest kind of brilliance, light that weighs almost nothing, yet carries the entire rhythm of night. The weight of light is not in its pressure, but in its peace. It does not push or demand, it simply fills what space it's given. The moon's gentle illumination reminds us that even the quietest forms of power can reach farthest, that influence can travel in silence, and beauty can exist without force. Look once more at the sea. The reflection trembles and reforms, again and again, never breaking. Somewhere in that silver shimmer is every tide, every breath of wind, every life that has ever looked upward. The light falls across your skin, and in that faint glow, you are part of the same story, one thread in the endless weave of gravity, reflection, and time. Above the sleeping world, the moon moves endlessly through its orbit, tracing an invisible path across the sky. It has done this for billions of years, always circling, always steady, never truly alone. The Earth moves with it, bound by gravity, in a partnership so perfect that neither could escape the other without shattering the rhythm of the world. Together they drift through space, like two dancers joined by an unseen thread, each motion balanced against the other, each turn influencing the next. Gravity is not a force we can see or hear, yet it holds everything we know in place. It binds oceans to the planet, keeps the air wrapped around us, and guides the stars themselves through their vast orbits. It is everywhere, constant and patient, acting without sound or light. Between Earth and Moon, gravity forms an eternal conversation, a pull and return, a quiet promise that neither will ever drift too far away. Though we often imagine the moon circling Earth, the truth is subtler. Both Earth and Moon orbit a common center of mass called the barycenter, a point located roughly 4,600 kilometers from Earth's center, still deep within our planet, but not at its core. It's a reminder that even in space, balance is shared. The moon doesn't simply follow. It moves in its own small circle, pulling Earth slightly in return. The two bodies spin together, not as leader and follower, but as partners keeping perfect time. That partnership is visible in every tide, every subtle sway of the sea. The moon's gravity lifts the ocean, and Earth's spin carries that lift around the globe. It's a pattern of constant motion, water drawn upward, then released, over and over, in endless sequence. The ocean flows like a breath, expanding and contracting as the moon passes overhead. To the eye it seems simple, but beneath the surface, it is a masterpiece of physics. Rotation, gravity, inertia, and time, woven into one unbroken rhythm. Even the land itself responds, though too slowly for us to notice. As the moon's gravity pulls on the oceans, it also stretches the solid air, weakened. Fresh means inflection. The crust rises and falls, echoing the tides in the deep rock below. It's another reminder that nothing in the universe is completely still. Even the ground beneath our feet participates in this cosmic waltz. Long ago, the dance was faster and the steps more dramatic. When the moon first formed, likely from debris thrown into orbit after a massive collision early in Earth's history, it circled much closer than it does now. The tides were immense, surging hundreds of meters high, shaping coastlines in hours instead of centuries. Over time, friction between water and land slowed Earth's rotation. Each passing day grew slightly longer, while the moon drifted farther away. That process continues even now. The moon recedes from us by about 3.8 centimeters every year. The result is balance. As the moon drifts outward, the Earth's rotation slows in proportion, keeping the two bodies locked together in harmony. One rotation of the moon equals one orbit around Earth. That's why we always see the same face. This state is called tidal locking, and it is one of nature's quiet miracles. Two worlds forever turning toward each other, each motion precisely tuned to the other's pull. If you could stand on the far side of the moon, the one that never faces us, Earth would never rise or set. It would hang motionless in the sky, glowing blue and white, slowly turning through its seasons. On that horizon, the sun and stars would move, but Earth would stay fixed, like a painting in light. The same is true for us, though in reverse. No matter where you stand on Earth, the moon's features, the Sea of Tranquility, the bright Tycho crater, the pale highlands, always face us, unchanged. The symmetry is astonishing, a result of billions of years of motion refining itself into equilibrium. There is a kind of poetry in how such powerful forces create such peace. The energy that drives the tides, that slows the planet's spin, that holds the moon above us, all of it is vast, almost unimaginable. Yet its expression is gentle. It moves water rather than breaking it. It lifts rather than crushes. The scale is cosmic, but the feeling is calm. Gravity does not shout, it whispers. From space, the sight would be breathtaking. Two spheres, one blue, one gray, moving together through the endless dark. The moon traces its orbit, while Earth spins and wobbles, its clouds shifting in slow spirals. Both circle their shared center, always pulling, never colliding. The dance has no beginning and no end. It is motion balanced by motion, energy stored, released, and stored again. That same balance appears everywhere. The pull that connects Earth and Moon is the same that binds the Sun and planets, the same that shapes galaxies into spirals, the same that draws the stars into clusters. What you see in the tides is just one verse of a much larger song, gravity's music, playing quietly through every corner of space. The harmony is fragile though, dependent on distance and mass and motion, all remaining in agreement. A change in one affects the other. If the moon somehow vanished, the tides would still exist, pulled by the sun, but they would be weaker, irregular, unpredictable. Our days would shorten, our tilt might wobble, our seasons grow erratic. The moon's presence gives us rhythm and stability, the foundation for the calm cycles that life has come to depend on. For as long as humans have looked upward, the moon has been the measure of time. Long before we counted hours, long before we marked days with numbers or carved calendars into stone, the moon's changing face told us where we stood in the great turning of the world. It waxed, it waxed and waned with the precision of a heartbeat. Even without language or tools, anyone could see the pan, brightening, fading, disappearing, returning. The moon was our first clock, our first companion in time. Each night, the moon shows us a fraction of its journey. When sunlight falls across it, we see only the part illuminated from our view on Earth. That's why the moon changes shape, not because it grows or shrinks, but because our perspective shifts as it moves around us. The entire cycle, from one new moon to the next, takes about 29.5 days. That span, the lunar month, became the foundation for human calendars. The word month itself comes from moon. Every civilization, in one way or another, once lived by its rhythm. To early farmers, the moon was a signal for planting and harvest. The waxing crescent meant time to prepare the soil. The full moon, bright enough to work by night, marked the high point of growth. The waning phase whispered of rest, of letting the fields recover. Long before written history, people learned to read the moon as one might read the tides or the seasons, not as superstition, but as understanding. The night sky was their map, their memory, their teacher. Nomadic tribes moved by its light. Sailors navigated by its rise. Hunters waited for darkness to return with the new moon, when shadows deepened and prey was less watchful. Across every culture, the moon's phases became symbols: rebirth, reflection, guidance, release. The full moon meant completion. The new moon meant beginning. We carried those meanings through centuries, into stories, songs, and rituals. Even now, though most of us no longer depend on the sky to tell us when to sow or reap, we still feel something familiar when we see it glowing above us, an instinct older than words. Look at a calendar today, and you'll find echoes of the moon hidden inside it. 12 months, roughly matching 12 lunar cycles, a system first shaped by those who watched the sky in silence. Ancient civilizations, from Babylon to China, from the Maya to the Inuit, each built calendars around the moon's motion. Some still do. The Islamic calendar, for instance, follows the lunar cycle exactly, its months shifting gently through the seasons as centuries pass. In every culture that looked to the night sky, the moon was the pulse by which life kept time. There's something comforting in the idea that time itself is tied to light and darkness. The moon's gentle shift from brightness to shadow reminds us that no state lasts forever, that every moment, no matter how full or empty, is part of a larger pattern. When it disappears into new moon, it's not gone. It's only resting in darkness, preparing to return. The same rhythm exists in us, in our breath, in our sleep, in our seasons of effort and rest. The moon reflects it back to us, night after night. For those who lived before clocks, the moon's regularity offered trust. You could set your days by its position. You could predict tides, track migrations, plan celebrations. Even now, modern scientists measure time using the same principles that ancient observers discovered by eye, the repeating cycles of motion. Every clock, no matter how precise, is a reflection of that original rhythm, motion repeating in constant balance. The moon even helped us name the days. In Old English, Monday was Monen Day, Moon's Day, a quiet counterpart to the sun's day before it. Many languages still honor that pattern. In Spanish, lunes; in French, lundi; in Italian, lunedì, all echo the moon. It is remarkable how deeply woven it remains in our lives, this ancient light that once guided hunters and now brightens city nights through reflected glow. In many traditions, time itself was seen as circular, not linear. The moon taught that lesson too. It never truly ends or begins, it simply returns. The first watches of the sky saw no straight lines in nature, only cycles, each one feeding into the next. The moon's journey from dark to full to dark again reminded them that endings are illusions. What fades will rise again. What grows bright will one day rest. Balance is not stillness, it's motion repeating gracefully. The moon's influence reaches beyond the physical and into the emotional. People have long sensed its connection to mood and memory. Modern science confirms that moonlight can subtly affect sleep, shifting our internal rhythms by fractions of an hour. Our bodies respond to its light, just as the oceans respond to its pull. It is gentle, but real. And though our electric world hides much of the sky's rhythm from us, our biology still listens, an echo of the nights when moonlight was our only guide. Think of the generations who looked up before you. People on every continent, in every age, have stood under the same pale light, wondering, praying, building stories from its changes. The moon connects us across time more deeply than any monument or word. Its phases mark the passage not just of months, but of lives. Children born under one full moon grow old beneath another. Lovers meet, wars begin, cities rise, oceans move, and the moon keeps its calm rotation above them all. Every 19 years, the moon cycle repeats almost exactly. Astronomers call this the metonic cycle. Ancient people discovered it long before telescopes, by observation alone. They carved its rhythm into stone, aligning temples and calendars to match its return. Those marks still stand, thousands of years later, perfectly timed with the rising moon. Such precision, achieved through patience, speaks to how deeply we once listened to the sky. And yet, the moon's greatest lesson may be the simplest one, that time is not something to chase. It moves whether we follow it or not. The moon never rushes, never lingers, never resists its course. It teaches us the art of consistency, effort without strain, presence without hurry. Its light reminds us that time is both endless and immediate, flowing through us like tide through sand. When you see the moon tonight, glowing quietly above the horizon, know that it is not just light you are seeing, it's history. Every second of that glow carries stories older than memory, written in motion and shadow. The moon has kept time for everything that ever was, and it will keep time long after we are gone. It is the Earth's oldest metronome, a patient keeper of rhythm, a silent witness to every dawn. And through it we remember what it means to move gently through the passing of time. Every creature on Earth lives by a rhythm, even if it doesn't know it. The tides rise and fall, not only at the edge of the sea, but within the invisible waters that move through all living things. The moon's pull is subtle, almost imperceptible, yet it reaches into every corner of life, from the deepest trenches of the ocean to the quiet currents flowing inside us. When the moon draws the sea toward it, the effect doesn't stop at the shoreline. The entire planet feels that pull, the air and the land flexing ever so slightly in response. Even the cells within our bodies, which are mostly made of water, exist in the same field of gravity. Though the human tide is far too small to measure, the idea is real enough to remind us we are not separate from the ocean. We are made of it, carried by it, and still subject to its timeless sway. Marine life feels this most deeply. Along the world's coasts, countless creatures are tuned to the moon's rhythm. Crabs emerge from their burrows when the tide retreats. Coral reefs release their eggs and sperm in perfect synchrony with the full moon, creating glowing underwater clouds of life. Fish, too, migrate by lunar light, feeding and spawning as the tides dictate. To them, the moon is not distant or abstract. It is a clock written in silver across the sea. The same gravitational pull that shapes the tides also stirs the behavior of living things. Many species move in patterns scientists call circulunar rhythms, biological cycles synchronized with the moon's phases. For instance, the palolo worm of the South Pacific rises from the ocean floor once a year during a specific moon phase to reproduce, a ritual known to islanders for centuries. Sea turtles choose the full moon to guide their journeys across vast oceans, sensing the faint gleam on the waves that marks their nesting shores. Even plants respond to this rhythm. The moon's soft light influences the opening and closing of certain blooms and may even subtly affect how sap rises in stems and trunks. Farmers who plant by lunar phases are following an ancient intuition, one that modern research increasingly supports. Our studies have shown that moisture in soil and even the rate of seed germination can vary slightly with the moon's gravitational cycle. The pull is faint but real, echoing through roots and rivers alike. And though we may not feel it in the same way, humans are not outside this harmony. The human body is an ocean in miniature, roughly 60% water, governed by internal tides of blood, lymph, and rhythm. Our hearts beat in pulses, our breath moves in waves, our sleep follows phases. Some scientists have found that sleep duration can change by a small margin around the full moon, and that our brains may even subtly adjust their activity based on lunar light. Perhaps what we sense most is not the physical tug, but the emotional one. The moon has always been a mirror for the mind, calm or chaotic, bright or hidden, always reflecting something human. In its fullness we feel clarity, in its absence, introspection. Poets and dreamers have long used it as a symbol for change, for longing, for renewal. And perhaps that's because the moon itself is a rhythm of change, constant, predictable, yet always different. To watch it is to be reminded that transformation can be gentle, that growth can be slow and circular. Some researchers suggest that our internal clocks, our circadian rhythms, may have evolved alongside lunar light. Before electricity, the full moon offered the only brightness after sunset, lengthening our waking hours just enough to alter behavior. Villages may have feasted, danced, or traveled during those rare luminous nights. Over generations, that extra energy may have been written into our biology, leaving a faint imprint that still lingers in our cells. There are places on Earth where the connection between life and the moon is impossible to ignore. On the coast of British Columbia, the salmon return from the sea, their journey aligned with lunar cycles and tides. In the mangrove forests of Asia, fireflies flash in perfect rhythm to the moon's phases. In Australia's Great Barrier Reef, the coral's annual spawning occurs in the hours after the full moon, when tides and light combine in perfect balance. Each of these events is not random. It is choreography written by the gravity of another world. Even the smallest creatures, plankton drifting near the surface, rise and fall with the moon. Each night, billions of them migrate upward toward the faint light, then descend again at dawn. It is the largest synchronized movement of life on the planet, yet it happens silently, unseen, repeating in endless cycles. The moon, hovering 384,000 kilometers away, orchestrates this great pulse of existence without ever touching it. When you stand by the shore and watch the tides slide in, you are witnessing this same pulse in another form. The sea inhales and exhales with the moon's gravity. The foam that kisses your feet tonight may have been pulled by the same force that once guided the earliest life forms billions of years ago. Everything alive today, from the smallest cell to the largest whale, carries that rhythm somewhere inside. It's humbling to think that the moon, a silent rock adrift in space, could influence such beauty and motion. And yet it does, without intent or will, only through the steady mathematics of nature. That's what makes it so peaceful. Power without violence, movement without struggle. Gravity pulls, the ocean answers, and life simply adapts. The simplicity of that exchange has shaped evolution itself. The moon's influence even extends to our sense of time. Our sleep, our wakefulness, our emotions, all move in patterns. When we feel drawn to stillness, or restless under a bright sky, or deeply reflective when the night is full, perhaps we're responding to something ancient, a memory of the tides before we ever learned to name them. If you close your eyes and breathe, you can almost feel it. The faint pull, not in your muscles, but in your thoughts. The quiet reminder that you are mostly water, that you belong to a world in motion, that your calm and your chaos both answer to the same gravity. The moon doesn't tell us what to do, it only keeps time, and we move along with it the way waves rise toward the light. And when you drift into sleep, you join that rhythm too, your breath matching the slow turning of the tides, your heartbeat syncing with the pulse of the earth. In that moment, there is no separation between you and the sea, between thought and gravity, between life and light. There is only stillness and the gentle tide within. There is a side of the moon we never see. It turns with us, always facing Earth with the same calm expression, its familiar face of craters and seas. But beyond that edge, on the far side, lies a world forever hidden from human eyes, until only recently. A place that has never seen the rising of Earth, where shadows stretch unbroken for 2 weeks at a time. and silence is deeper than any found on our planet. We call it the dark side, though that's not quite true. It receives sunlight just as the side we know does, half the time, in perfect rhythm. But it is dark to us, unseen, unreachable for most of human history. Its mystery is not in its lack of light, but in its absence from our view. And perhaps that's why it has always stirred something in us, a quiet curiosity for the unseen, a fascination with what lies just beyond understanding. When the moon became tidally locked to Earth, billions of years ago, it reached a balance point. Its rotation slowed until one turn matched one orbit. That perfect synchronization means one hemisphere forever faces us, while the other faces away. It's a cosmic act of symmetry, a relationship so stable it will last for billions more years. But in that stability lies separation, a side that watches the stars alone, never looking back. For centuries, we imagined what might exist there. Ancient poets spoke of hidden lands, artists painted unseen cities under eternal night. Even as telescopes grew stronger, the far side remained a secret. The moon's curved horizon kept it hidden, a reminder that even when we think we understand the universe, some truths stay just out of sight. It wasn't until 1959 that we finally saw it. The Soviet spacecraft Luna 3 captured the first images, blurry and gray, but astonishing. The far side looked nothing like the familiar face. Where our side has wide, dark plains, the Moria, formed by ancient volcanic flows, the far side is rugged, cratered, and mountainous. It's older, more scarred, a record of cosmic impacts that Earth never knew. In that landscape lies the history of the solar system, written in stone and silence. Later missions confirmed the difference. The far side's crust is thicker, its volcanic activity long dormant, its scars more preserved. Scientists still wonder why the two halves are so different. Some believe Earth's gravity slowed the moon's cooling on the near side, creating the smoother basins we see. Others think massive impacts reshaped the face we know. Whatever the reason, the divide is striking, a visible contrast between light and shadow, chaos and calm. And yet, in that difference, there is beauty. The far side reminds us that perfection is not uniform. One side shines smooth and familiar, the other rough and ancient. Together they form a whole, balance between the known and the unknown. Without one, the other would lose its meaning. Just as light defines shadow, the hidden half of the moon gives the visible side its mystery. The far side also plays a practical role in our understanding of the universe. Because it always faces away from Earth, it is shielded from our planet's constant noise, the radio signals and electromagnetic hum of human activity. Astronomers dream of placing observatories there someday, listening to the universe without interference. It would be the quietest place in the solar system, a perfect window into the cosmic dawn, when the first stars began to shine. There's something deeply poetic about that the most silent, unseen place near Earth might one day help us hear the faintest echoes of creation. The side we cannot see could reveal the universe's earliest light. In that sense, the moon is both mirror and veil, hiding and revealing in equal measure, teaching us that stillness and mystery are not barriers to knowledge, but pathways toward it. The far side also mirrors our own inner world. Each of us has places unseen, thoughts and memories that never face the light directly. They are not dark in the sense of wrong or fearful, but private, quiet, waiting. The moon's hidden half becomes a metaphor for introspection, the parts of ourselves we rarely share, yet which complete us. To know both sides is to understand balance, one that shines outward, one that reflects inward. When astronauts orbited the moon for the first time, they described the experience as both awe-inspiring and isolating. As they passed behind it, Earth disappeared from view, and for merely an hour, all radio contact was lost. In that moment, they were cut off from everything familiar, the only humans in existence unable to see home. They later described it as beautifully lonely. That phrase captures something profound, the idea that silence and distance can also bring peace. If you imagine standing there, on the far side, under the vast black sky, you would see stars brighter than anywhere on Earth. There is no atmosphere to blur their light, no sound to distract from their shimmer. The ground beneath your feet would glow faintly from reflected starlight, and above you, galaxies would stretch like silver clouds. It would be so still, so vast, that time itself might seem to pause. That stillness, that absence of motion and noise, is something our world rarely allows, and yet it exists. Not far away, not in myth, but orbiting silently, just beyond sight. Quote, "The far side of the moon is a reminder that what we cannot see can still hold wonder. That mystery itself has a place in balance. The moon turns with us, never faster, never slower, always showing the same face, and yet it carries within it another world, unseen but real. When we look up at night, we're seeing only half the story. The rest continues quietly in darkness, reminding us that even silence has depth, and that what is hidden is often what gives beauty its meaning." So, the next time you see the moon glowing in a soft sky, think of its other side, the one that never looks back. Not as a place of darkness, but of calm. Not of absence, but of stillness. The unseen half keeps the balance, holding silence for the side that shines. Together, they complete the circle, light and shadow, motion and rest, presence and peace, forever turning, forever whole. Even the moon must rest. For 2 weeks at a time, it turns its face away from the sun and falls into darkness, a long, silent night that stretches across craters, plains, and mountains. The light fades slowly, until even the brightest ridges lose their glow, and the world becomes a place of shadow and stillness. On the moon, night doesn't come with the rhythm we know. There is no sunset, no quick turning of day to dusk. The shift happens in silence, one long breath exhaled across the surface of another world. When darkness comes, it stays. Each lunar night lasts about 14 Earth days, half a month of shadow, half a month of light. Because the moon turns so slowly, its day and night cycle is unlike anything on Earth. A single day on the moon, from sunrise to sunrise, lasts nearly 29.5 Earth days, the same length as one full lunar phase. And so, when sunlight finally departs, it leaves behind a world that cools to unimaginable stillness. Temperatures drop more than 200 degrees below 0 Celsius. The heat of the long lunar day, fierce enough to boil water, fades completely, replaced by cold so deep that even metal would grow brittle. There is no air to carry warmth, no wind to soften the change, no sound to mark the passing of time. The shadows stretch unbroken across the ground, black and absolute, as though the moon itself were holding its breath. And yet, in this quiet, something remarkable happens. The surface may sleep, but the moon continues to move, gliding through its orbit, turning slowly toward the promise of light. In that way, it is never truly still. Even in shadow, it carries motion and rhythm, just as we do when we rest. The silence of the lunar night is not an ending, it's a pause, a cycle of renewal, part of the greater balance between darkness and dawn. In the depths of this night, the stars blaze brighter than anywhere on Earth. Without atmosphere or cloud, the sky above the moon becomes a crystal window into infinity. Galaxies glow faintly at the edge of sight. Planets shimmer as if frozen in grass. The horizon curves softly beneath them, pale and ancient, a landscape carved by billions of years of light and shadow. It's a view no artist could fully capture, too pure, too silent, too vast for words. Astronauts who have stood there describe it as both breathtaking and unsettling. There's no blue sky, no sound, no wind. The ground feels endless, the shadows sharper than anything they'd seen before. Their footsteps left crisp prints that would remain for centuries, untouched by air or rain. Every mark, every motion, preserved perfectly in the stillness of the moon's sleep. To walk there is to feel both presence and absence at once, the weight of existence against the weight of silence. And yet, the moon's night is not lifeless. Though it holds no air or ocean, it carries memory, the record of every sunrise, every impact, every glimmer of reflected light since time began. The rocks remember heat, the dust remembers light. Even now, when no eye watches, some light still lingers deep in the stones, trapped from days long gone, radiate in faint warmth into the dark. The moon sleeps, but it never forgets. When the first rays of dawn return, they do so slowly, creeping across the curve of the world. The edge of light meets the edge of shadow, and the lunar morning begins, not with color, but with silver. The sunlight chimes the mountains, touching the peaks first, then the plains, then the deep basins of the Maria. For hours, the glow crawls across the ground until the entire hemisphere shines again. The cold retreats. The silence remains. The cycle continues. It's strange to think that this rhythm, so distant, so silent, mirrors our own need for rest. We too live in cycles of light and darkness. We wake, we work, we slow, we sleep. The moon shows us that stillness is not the opposite of motion, but its companion. The night is not the absence of day, it's the other half of balance. Just as the moon's sleep renews its surface, our own moments of quiet restore what the light consumes. When you look up at the dark moon, that thin sliver fading into nothingness before new moon, you're seeing its moment of rest, its face turned fully from the sun, its energy gathering for the return of light. The new moon is not an end, but a renewal, invisible yet essential. Every phase, every shadow, is part of the same rhythm that has guided life since the beginning. In a sense, the moon never truly sleeps. It simply shifts between forms of being, one half illuminated, one half resting, one side visible, one side unseen. It carries both night and day at once, always in perfect balance. Its silence is not emptiness, it is peace. And in that peace, there is wisdom, the reminder that even in stillness, life continues to turn. So tonight, as the world around you fades into quiet, imagine the moon drifting through its long night. No rush, no sound, no motion but the slow arc of orbit. A silent traveler resting in shadow, patient for dawn. And as you close your eyes, know that you share that rhythm, the same cycle of motion and pause, of light and darkness, of waking and sleep. The moon rests above you, and through its calm, the universe reminds you to do the same. The moon has been watching us for as long as we have been watching it. Long before the first word was written, before the first city rose from the earth, its light fell upon rivers, forests, and the faces of those who looked up in wonder. It has shone on every generation that has ever lived, unchanged, patient, and impossibly distant. And in that constancy, it became part of us. Every civilization, every culture, every story has carried a piece of the moon within it. To some, it was a god, a watchful eye in the heavens. To others, a guide through the night, a silent companion for travelers. Poets wrote of its melancholy, mystics found wisdom in its phases. Farmers, sailors, and dreamers all looked to it for rhythm, comfort, and light. Across languages and ages, the moon has been called many names: Selene, Lunar, Mahina, Tukuyomi, but it has always meant the same thing: reflection. When you stand beneath its glow, you are standing inside a memory that belongs to everyone who has ever lived. The same soft light that touched ancient temples and nomadic fires now falls upon rooftops, oceans, and quiet rooms where people still lift their eyes at night. The light itself is not its own. It's borrowed sunlight, reflected gently back to us. And maybe that's why it feels so human. The moon does not create light, it gives it back. In a way, that's what memory is: reflection. The moon shows us that beauty does not fade with time, it only changes shape. Each phase is a reminder that even when something disappears, it still exists, waiting for its return. The new moon's darkness is not loss, it's rest. The full moon's brilliance is not permanence, it's presence. Between those moments lies every possibility: waxing, waning, becoming. The moon's face is carved with reminders of times passing. Every crater, every shadow, tells the story of impact and endurance. Some scars are billions of years old, older than any life on Earth, yet they remain, silent witnesses to cosmic history. And somehow, in their stillness, they give comfort. They remind us that even when marked by time, a thing can still be beautiful. Perhaps that's why we feel something familiar when we see it. We recognize ourselves in its changing light, steady yet shifting, scarred yet luminous. The moon is a mirror for the human spirit. It glows not because it is perfect, but because it reflects what it receives. Scientists have measured the moon in every possible way: its orbit, its mass, its composition. But what can't be measured is what it means to us. We send machines to map its surface, but still, when we look up, what we see is not data, it's emotion. A connection that no equation can express, the quiet recognition that we are small, but not forgotten. The moon has seen every moment of human history. the birth of art, the rise and fall of empires, the first footprints left on its dust. It has watched lovers whisper under its glow, and soldiers march beneath its cold gaze. It has been both witness and comforter, reflecting joy and grief alike. Its light touches everything without judgment. In 1969, when humans stood on its surface for the first time, they looked back and saw Earth suspended in darkness, blue, fragile, alive. The moon became a mirror again, not of sunlight this time, but of perspective. From its quiet distance, we saw ourselves for what we are, one world shared, turning slowly through space. That moment changed how we understood both the moon and ourselves. It reminded us that even the smallest light, reflected in the vastness, can reveal something infinite. The moon also holds our personal histories. We remember where we were when we first noticed it, who we were with, what we were feeling. It appears at the edges of memory, through a window, above a campfire, across a silent sea. It ties the present to the past in ways we don't always notice. When you see it tonight, you are not just seeing light, you are seeing time, traveling across space to reach you. That glow began its journey more than a second ago, crossed nearly 400,000 kilometers, and landed softly in your eyes. And so, the moon connects not just generations, but moments, the quiet nights when we pause and breathe, when the noise fades and we remember that peace still exists. It does not speak, yet it comforts. It does not move toward us, yet it never leaves. In its patience, it teaches us something essential, that stillness is strength and reflection is renewal. Perhaps that's why the moon feels like memory itself, constant, luminous, yet always changing. It carries the stories of every tide, every shadow, every gaze lifted toward it in longing or wonder. And in doing so, it keeps us connected to the world. As this story draws to its end, imagine the moon above you, blowing faintly through thin clouds. The air is still. The world is quiet. You can almost hear the slow rhythm of the earth turning beneath it, the pull of gravity keeping everything in balance. The same light that touched the first oceans now rests on your skin, unchanged. The moon has been keeping time for 4.5 billion years, and still it waits. It asks for nothing, gives everything, and reminds us that beauty lies not in permanence, but in return. Every phase, every reflection, every soft glimmer across water or glass, all of it part of one infinite cycle. So, as you drift towards sleep, let the moon keep watch for you. Let its gentle light carry your thoughts away. The moon will remain, as it always has, steady, luminous, timeless, the keeper of our memory and the mirror of our peace. The moon has always been there, constant, patient, and quietly watching. Even when clouds drift across the sky and we cannot see it, we know it's still above us, circling, keeping time. Its light may fade, but it never disappears. It only waits, hidden for a while, preparing to return. Every night, as the world turns beneath it, the moon writes the same slow rhythm into the darkness, a rhythm of return, waxing, waning, vanishing, shining again. That cycle has guided oceans, seasons, and hearts for as long as there has been life to feel it. In its calm, there is a lesson that change is not loss, and silence is not absence. Everything moves, everything rests, everything comes back in its own time. The same light that touched the first life in the ancient seas still glows now, reflected across waves, rooftops, and forests. The moon's light is older than mountains, older than rivers, older than every story we've ever told about it. Yet somehow, it still feels new. Each night, slightly different. Each rise, another reminder that renewal is part of the design of the world. When you look at the moon, you are seeing light that has traveled an immense distance. Sunlight reborn, softened, transformed. It takes just over a second to cross the space between us, yet that second carries billions of years of history. The moon's reflection is both immediate and eternal, bridging time with quiet grace. In that 1 second, the story of our planet, our oceans, and our lives all meet in the same gentle beam of light. There's comfort in knowing that something so constant can exist in a universe that changes endlessly. Stars die, galaxies drift, continents move, yet the moon remains, bound to Earth by an invisible thread, forever circling, forever reflecting. It doesn't shine with its own light, and that's what makes it so beautiful. It reminds us that to illuminate the world, we don't always have to burn. Sometimes it's enough to reflect. For all our noise and movement, the moon asks for none. It never rushes, never resists, never falters. It simply moves, quietly, through shadow and brightness alike. Its grace lies not in perfection, but in patience, in the way it accepts every phase, every shift, every scar as part of what it is. Perhaps that's why we find peace in looking at it, the sense that no matter what happens below, the rhythm above continues, unchanged. The moon's pull reaches further than tides and time. It touches our sense of belonging. Every person who has ever lived has looked at the same light, the same glow that shone on the first human fires now falls upon city skylines, forests, and oceans. It is the one constant thread that ties us all together, an inheritance of reflection, a reminder that even in solitude, we are part of something shared. And though the moon may seem cold from afar, it carries the warmth of sunlight, faint, softened, gentle. It reminds us that even when we stand in darkness, light still finds a way through. Reflection. That we, too, can hold light, that we can pass on warmth simply by being steady. In a way, the moon is both mirror and promise, a mirror of what we've been, marked, changing, enduring, and a promise that no darkness lasts forever. Each phase, each cycle leads to another rise, another glow, another night lit in silver. No matter where you are, no matter what you carry, that light will return. When astronauts stood upon its surface and looked back at Earth, they saw what no one had seen before. A glowing blue world floating in blackness, fragile and beautiful. And in that moment, they understood what the moon had always known, that light is not about distance, but perspective. That sometimes, to see ourselves clearly, we must step into stillness and look back from afar. The moon has carried our hopes, our fears, our questions, and our songs. It has been a symbol of love, mystery, loneliness, and renewal. And through all of it, it has never changed its purpose: to remind us that reflection is enough. Its quiet orbit continues, unbroken, indifferent to time, yet full of meaning for those who watch. And now, as you listen, the same light that glowed above ancient seas glows above you. The same reflection that touched forests before language was born still moves across your skin. The moon will rise again tomorrow, and the day after that, and the next, until long after our words and stories fade. It doesn't need to be remembered, because it is memory itself, eternal, effortless, and free. So rest now, knowing that the same rhythm that moves oceans moves you too. The same gravity that keeps the moon aloft holds you to this world with care. You are part of the same balance, the same circle of light and shadow, presence and peace. And when you close your eyes tonight, imagine that gentle silver glow above the horizon, constant, patient, waiting. The moon will keep watch, as it always has, reflecting what light it can, steady in its orbit, silent in its wisdom. Because even when we sleep, the moon does not stop. It drifts through the sky, calm and unhurried, carrying the light that never leaves. And so, the journey comes to rest. The tides have settled, the stars have quieted, and the moon drifts once more across a peaceful sky. Its light, soft and unwavering, keeps its silent watch, as it always has. If you've stayed through each part of this story, you've followed the same path the moon traces above us. Patient, steady, eternal. You've walked through tides and silence, through shadow and light, through memory and reflection. And now, at the edge of its final glow, we arrive where it all began, in stillness. The moon reminds us that nothing truly ends. Every phase gives way to another. Every darkness holds the seed of dawn. The same light that fades tonight will rise again tomorrow, carrying the same quiet grace. Its rhythm is the world's heartbeat, constant, patient, kind. As you drift towards sleep, let that rhythm guide your breath. Inhale with the tide, exhale with the stars. Let the day dissolve like moonlight on water, slow, effortless, gone. Know that even now, as you rest, the moon is above you, circling, reflecting light across oceans and rooftops, through clouds and windows, through all the quiet places where dreams begin. May its calm stay with you in your thoughts, your heartbeat, your stillness. And when you wake, may you carry a piece of that light within you, gentle and unbroken. Until the next journey, this is Sleepy Coastal Vibes, wishing you deep rest, soft dreams, and peace as endless as the sea beneath the moon.